Hi, thought you might like to see my trees. So I'm going to do an intro to what I've talked about with a few of my friends in groups about a thought and an idea that I had, and I've written down some notes, and I'm probably just going to go ahead and read the notes. And just because of the way I normally talk, if it was me listening to myself do a playback, I'd probably put myself at 1.5 speed, play it back 1.5 to 2. So this has to do with an idea that came to me the other day, and I just call it the Replenish Project. The Replenish Project and the Portal Project. So on August the 10th, I jotted down these notes, and so it was right around that time whenever I was, let me just look at my notes. So let me just read this to you guys, and then I'll extemporaneize as I need to. So it was a few weeks ago, I wondered why my income flow had not been as robust as usual since about last November of 22. And basically my entire lifetime, I've used this monetary system, this fiat system. And the way that this fiat system works was I work to earn money, to buy things that I need or want. I pay for taxes, I pay to have services provided, etc. And I recall seeing so many things that said that the fiat system was cabal. It was a jacked up thing. It's totally corrupt. So, and that nobody else in the galaxy even uses the fiat system. So we're in the middle of ascension now, for those who realize that. And I know my audience, you definitely realize that. We're in the middle of ascension now, and we have ascended, actually. So since I was puzzling over that, I asked my higher self, is it possible that our paradigm of currency was changing from this jacked fiat system to something else? And what was the something else? Well, a thought came to me from my higher self about the energy that I've been feeling in my hands, and how I've been having a blast, making energy balls with my hands and filling them with love and peace and safety for my dogs, and how I love to throw the energy balls out into the environment, and I literally can feel the current between my hands. Currency, not fiat. This was coming to me as a thought. Currency, genuine source originated currency. Is that the currency that we're to use? And so I've been playing with manifesting the idea of this original source currency. And that's good girl Katie. Good girl Katie, she loves to lay on top of the fence. And that's her name, Good Girl Katie. So another thought came to me that had never occurred to me before, and could be part of the massive change that's to take place in our business economy. I am a small business owner, so I understand a little bit about business economies. And so the thought came to me, what if we are going to be going from a 3D manufacturing supply economy where people use this fiat, work as a slave, buy your stuff, and it's the what you call it, the wheel, the little wheel where the critter runs around endlessly. So what if we're going from a 3D economy to a 5D replenish economy, where the currency is not fiat to pay to receive a product, but the currency is my own source energy that creates replenishes the items that I would normally go to the store to buy, from groceries to toiletries to fuels for my vehicles, propane for my heaters. Wow, just me thinking about that, I'm like, oh my God, boing, mind blowing. Okay, so moving on. And what if we're going to go from 3D travel in trains, planes, and automobiles to 5D portal travel? And I refer back to the original movie Doctor Strange, Marvel Comics, Doctor Strange. That movie had always appealed to me, even though I didn't understand what was going on in the movie. I didn't understand what was going on in the movie because I was approaching it from a Christian worldview, and that was all that I knew. So I didn't understand what was going on in that movie, but I was drawn to it, and I watched it, and I watched it, and I watched it. I was fascinated, loved it. So I didn't understand what was going on in the movie back then, but now I understand the practices, what they were doing. So I'm currently learning Qigong, and I'm using that to further my use of energy and to move any standing energy through my body, which I found that it really does do that. So it looks like something similar to Qigong or energy manipulation is being used in the movie. So, and remember, they tell us in the movies. So it's a huge paradigm shift to go from fiat currency to replenish energy, and from automobiles to portals. But it feels right to me. It felt right to me as soon as it came to me, it felt right to me. And just like years ago, back in 2010, around there, I went to a Pentecostal type church. It was the Word of Faith type church. And I wanted to speak in other tongues. I was taught that speaking in other tongues was the gateway to the opening up of the gifts coming through. And man, I wanted that so bad. And so just like I wanted the gift of being able to speak in other tongues, or light language is what they call it now, I wanted it. I knew I was going to have it. It took a while for it to manifest in me. But whenever it did, it came immediately. And it not only came immediately, but it came, and I still have it. And I've stopped counting the number of languages that I speak and sing in. So looking at my notes. So whenever that light language came through, it came through so magnificently, and I feel the exact same way about this. So thank you all for watching this and sharing this idea with me. At the very least, what I'm doing is I'm getting this idea out into the ether so that other people can grab a hold of it. And I'm sure that since I have the idea already, I am sure that the light beings who have released the idea even out, that I've grabbed a hold of it, I'm sure it's out there for other people to grab a hold of. So just like I like the option of living in the country, the simple life in the country, but I like having all the modern conveniences as I live in the country, I like the option of having a replenished energy economy and portal travel in my life to use if I want to. And I can still go to the store if I want to. And I can still drive my car if I want to. So I like the idea of having these beautiful options. So the thing that I have realized through this, and with the help of with my friends, and with a very good friend who has been helping business project people get their ideas and stuff together, is the biggest thing to overcome for this, since we're bridge people. We're bridges from the 3D to the 5D. The biggest hurdle for us, which is not really a hurdle, but the biggest thing is going to be the change of our belief system. To change our belief system from just going from fiat to going over to replenish at the same time. And I've noticed even now that since it was the 10th that I wrote that, and it's just been a week or so, I have been able to adjust my thinking, that instead of me just thinking, okay, I've got to go to the store now and get feed, I don't just think that anymore. I catch myself thinking that, and then I go, oh yeah, but we could do the replenish energy too. So I'm starting to think that too. So it's changing the belief system that's really going to be the key to getting this done. So another way to help train our subconscious, which is part of our belief system, subconscious and our higher self, that I had thought of was just to make my grocery list, and then as I'm going down my grocery list to thinking of things that I'm going to get at the store, instead use my imagination and think of myself using the replenish energy to do it. So there's a meme out there that came to mind. I haven't found it yet, but it's the meme, and it says, when the drop of ocean realizes that it is the ocean. When the drop of ocean realizes that it is the ocean. And you all realize that we are God. We are fractals of God. We're a drop of God. 100% God. 100% creative power. 100% without a doubt. When the drop realizes that it is the ocean. So, let's see. Next page. Where are you at? Hello. Hello. She can jump out of that pen anytime she wants to. She chooses to stay in there. Hi, good girl. Hi, Purdy. Hi, good girl. Okay, so now here's another point of view. So sometimes whenever I'm clearing energies, instead of doing anything with my hands or anything, I'll just say clear, and I know, and I'm expecting, and I know for it to clear, and it does. I asked my tarot cards for myself, if I can say replenish, like after dipping out coffee grounds for making my coffee. Can I say replenish after dipping out the coffee grounds? And the answer the cards gave me was to speak to whatever I'm replenishing as if I'm speaking to myself, because that ties into the theory of oneness, that the theory of one, the law of one, that we really are all one, that we're all one. The original was one. So that's not a unique way of looking at things. And if we are all one, then that's what the cards was telling me, to speak to the objects as if I'm speaking to myself, speaking with love and appreciation and etc. And that all is that one drop, that drop that's the ocean. So the answer the cards gave me was that after I had dipped out the coffee grounds, for example, that I would say, coffee grounds replenish. Thank you. Appreciate you. And so if you go to my YouTube channel, I believe the last video I put on there was about a little snake. But that very same night, and it was that storm that's in the video, what I'm going to talk about here, that night, there was a storm that was moving through, and for only the second time in my entire life, there was a gentle rolling type of tater wagon type thunder that went through. And whenever that thunder went through, I immediately was able to sensed love from that energy that was the thunder or the storm. Or so, You know, I can't really explain it, but that's just the way it was. And so the first time I had ever sensed that was whenever I was walking through my path and my hand brushed up against a plant, and I literally sensed that, and it was profound. It was an absolute profound thing that went through my system. I sensed it. So if all things are one, of course, there would be love for me from the storm, from the thunder. There would be love from me to the thunder, to the storm. So, and I'm growing to appreciate more and more everything that's in my world around me. Let's see. So I did some reading with the tarot cards, and I normally only read for myself. I don't read for other people at all. And I recommend that everybody get some type of divining type of tool for themselves, so you can ask questions for yourself. But with me doing, I asked these generalized questions regarding replenish energy, and because they were generalized questions, it was okay just to go ahead and share them with you guys. So the question is, do I have everything required to walk in the replenish economy? Answer was yes. It's time to move on. And from that, I sense it's time to move on from the fiat into the replenish economy, because we have what it takes. Those who are interested in this, if you're already interested in this, you already have what it takes to move from the fiat current economy into the replenish economy. So the advice from that question was to keep a happy personal life and celebrate your achievements while you're learning this. Celebrate your achievements. So, second question, please describe the replenish manifesting process. From what do I do to cause it to happen? Specific as possible, please. Does that sound like somebody who doesn't know what they're doing? Please be specific. Tell me exactly what to do, you know. So the answer was have confidence and appreciation of this gift. Assess, analyze, determine, basically practice, and pay attention to your intuition and celebrate each goal met and step achieved. It's going to be a grand adventure. Advice? Advice says that I'm nearly done. I'm nearly there. See the light at the end of the tunnel. Surrender to comfortable abundance and the desire to share it with others. Discipline, focus your will, and hone your skills. And the focusing of your will in this is not a pushing type of will where you're pushing like a football player. This is more of a sovereign, because we're sovereigns moving into 5D. A sovereign sits on the throne, and what they want to accomplish, they say, it's my will that this happen, meaning that's the direction that my energy is going. So that is what I interpret as will. That's the direction my energy is going. Next question. Will the replenish manifesting happen instantly? Answer is yes. You will know it worked because it will replenish instantly. You will be able to physically assess how much it replenished. And the advice, going to achieve financial security / stability. And the other advice is to be calm. I think that means our expectation is this is getting ready to happen. This is going to happen. And who it happens with, it just depends on if they want to do it or not. Just like, if you wanted to operate as a old Christian worldview, if you wanted to operate in the gifts, you want to operate in them and they start to manifest. Same thing with this. You want to operate in this replenish economy. You want to operate in the portal economy. It's going to happen. Just be calm. be calm and carry on. Last question. And this, you can tell this is a newbie. This is a newbie question, and it's okay because we're newbie, right? Is it more difficult for a beginner to manifest solids rather than liquids? And it has to do with the belief system. So that's where it was coming from, because I'm understanding that this is our belief system. We're just switching how we believe, what our belief system is. So our belief system might go, oh my gosh, it might be harder to manifest solid. It might be, it's easier to manifest air. It might be easier to manifest. So the cards answered, said do liquid first to build confidence. So whenever the cards had that, intuitively I picked up just a glass of water. So, whatever's easy for you, whatever your guidance tells you to go with, that's what you do. So I might be riding point on this for myself as a sovereign, but you guys, you're all sovereigns, every one of you. So you are riding point for yourself, and I'm riding point for myself. And so any of this information, if it helps to activate you, and if it gives you encouragement and helps build your confidence to start doing this, mainly the thing that I was getting intuitively and from the cards was that just start doing it, because the energy is already there. The potential is already there for us to manifest this. And it's not going to take long at all. And I literally, my light body just shimmered all over whenever I said that. It's not going to take long. And I can't even get it out. It's not going to take long at all. And the light body just goes shing. The whole light body just lit up. So I'm going to do updates as often as I can. Anything that I can do that'll be helpful. I'll put, let's see, I don't know if I have any pertinent links that I need to put below. I'll put that below. And in the meantime, I'm still dealing with internet issues, so I don't know how long it's going to take to get this video out. I love all of you. I'm so excited for all of us going forward in this new world. Each of us has our different gifts and ideas and talents and everything and our energy that we're bringing to this. It's just it's a monumental honor and privilege and joy to be a part of this. So I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.